You know, for me, the way I've always seen it is kayak playoff is like when the real season starts, right? Because everything else before that, preseason, the regular season pun itu buat persiapan buat ini playoff, right? This is where characters are shown, built, and then it shows, you know, you have a player like Real DC who was last year's sixth man. All of a sudden, he got awarded MVP and sixth man at the same time, you know? Dio Tirta, who stepped up, which I feel like he should have been a nominee for something this season, right? And then you have players that are stepping up like Patrick, undersized four-man, but he's showing that he has the grit to fight against pemain asing, players that are bigger and taller than him and stuff like that. Like I saw this thing on IG from Richard Jefferson, pemain NBA dulu kan. Dia bilang pelatih dia nanyain, lo mau jadi Kocowa atau lo mau jadi emas? Kocowa kalau gelap nyala lampu mereka langsung kabur. Kalau emas mereka lihat lampu mereka langsung straight into the light. Are you gonna shy away from the challenge or are you gonna die chasing that light gitu? So it's like that's the time for players to show like, okay, do you want to be a Kocowa or do you want to be a emas gitu.
Kalau tadi secara tim, kalau untuk personal, bagaimana lagi selama regular, apa aja learning untuk menuju playoff?
I think, you know, regardless, we have a championship together with most of the players in this roster, with the locals and stuff. We still have a lot of room to grow together as a team, right? Everybody wants to win a championship. Everybody's on the same page, but the experience that they have is still not enough to maintain. Like, for example, last season we got there, we got to the finals, we won a championship, right? Now, what we did last year, nggak cukup. Kalau mau back-to-back, kalau mau menang berturus for the rest of our careers and stuff like that, like we have to do more, right? But they have to understand that as a title contender and defending the crown, like there's more work to be done, right? And maybe mereka belum ngerti fully of that concept because like, oh, we did it, right, last season. But like, again, like the thing about basketball is you don't learn character. Maksudnya kayaknya lebih ke, they say it reveals character, right? And during the season sama ups and down-nya yang kita ada, kurang pemain asing, injuries and stuff like that. You know, people sometimes they only see rankings, right? They only see, oh, okay, kita sempat kalau nggak salah peringkat 8 juga in the middle of the season. So it's like, and we just slowly climb, finally got pemain asing full and stuff like that. But like, you know, if we execute correctly, I'm 100% sure kita bisa menang.
Kalau di ranking 3, tingkat 4, susah dikatasi nggak? Atau sebenarnya kayak gue bisa lebih tinggi ya?
Itu udah bersyukur banget peringkat 4. Karena kita di awal seasonnya udah berat banget sih. Kita main pakai 2 asing, 1 asing, hampir setengah season ya kan. Awal-awal tuh dari awal susah banget kita bertahannya. Jadi kayak nggak nyangka juga di setelah half season kemudian ke depannya kita malah menang semua tuh gamenya. Itu yang nggak nyangka justru. Karena kita pikir di awal kita wah susah sih, itu udah kalah 6 kali kalau nggak salah kita. Ternyata kita bisa survive di peringkat 4. Waktu itu sih mungkin karena fokusnya masih BCL sama IBL ya. Susah sih sebenarnya. Kayak kita ngejalaninnya karena jadi banyak banget tim-tim tuh harus kita scouting, kita harus bikin strategi-strateginya gitu.
Mepet semua.
Mepet semuanya gitu. Tapi ya memang harus begitu kan, kita harus jalanin kan gitu. Jadi siap gak siap ya harus siap sih. Waktu itu kayak kita semua memang udah prepare banget, kita tahu jadwal kita bakal seperti ini. Jadi kita pengalaman lah ya, kita mentalnya mungkin belum siap waktu yang kita ketemu di semifinal, ketemu Pilots. Mereka tim bagus lah, kita harus akuin mereka tim bagus, kita terima kesalahan kita, tapi kita pelajari something dari mereka. Terus di perebutan 3-4-nya kan ya, kita kayaknya itu saya nggak tahu sih, manajemen mungkin ngomong sama pelatih atau gimana gitu ya. Kayaknya kita kasih kesempatan aja buat anak-anak muda gitu, terus kita biar fokus ke IBL, istirahat, karena kan kita heavy time banget ya semuanya banyak.
Waktu game pertama ketemu round 1 ketemu
Tangerang Hawks.
Tangerang Hawks. Apa yang ada di benak Mas Rio waktu tahu ketemu Tangerang Hawks?
Mungkin karena sebelum playoff itu kita kalau nggak salah beberapa game terakhir lawan Tangerang Hawks juga sih, kalau nggak salah ya. Jadi kayak terus kita menangnya agak cukup jauh kan, jadi mungkin percaya dirinya tinggi sih. Saya ngomong percaya diri secara tim tuh emang tinggi banget, karena kita habis menang lawan mereka, terus kita ya percayalah sama apa yang kita punya sih gitu. Ya pokoknya kita game plan-nya kita jalanin dengan baik lah itu. Game plan-nya kita sesuai yang kita mau, kayak yang tadi saya bilang, mereka keluar di sila, ya kita tutupin silanya benar-benar aja.
Because we had just came back from BCL, right? And then we lost. After we got 4th place. Yeah, kita like it was. I feel like it's something that like we're fresh out of playing better. In my opinion, I feel like we were mentally more prepared. We're fresh, tired, exhausted, traveling, a lot of minutes playing by players and stuff like that. Tapi kayak mentally we're udah siap for the first round. And then that was the message that we had to send a message to the team. Like even though we just lost in BCL, where we're still ready for IBL gitu. And then I think that's what happened.
Yang saya bilang itu bersyukur banget udah segitu. Peringkat 4 nggak nyangka juga gitu. Gak nyangka itu kita mungkin harusnya di bawah sih gitu, kan di atas.
Tapi ngeliat bracket terakhir, peringkat keempat, kemudian ngeliat bracketnya playoff, apa yang ada di pikiran lo, Mas?
Ya pastinya kita kemarin mikirnya kalau misalnya kita bisa peringkat 3, mungkin ketemunya kan tim peringkat 6 gitu ya.
Yeah.
Lebih
Di Universitas lebih oke lah.
ya di Universitas pasti kan ya dibandingin peringkat 5 ya pasti peringkat 6 lebih mendingan lah gitu buat kita ketemu kan gitu. Tapi ya kita sih mikirnya step by stepnya sih, kita nggak mikirin yang buat kedepannya lagi. Misalnya kayak kemarin ke Crossnya habis menang misalnya lawan peringkat 5 ketemu PJ gitu, kita kalau Kak Arki pernah bilang mau siapapun lawannya, kalau misalnya kita mau juara kita harus lawan gitu. Kita nggak harus ngindarin siapapun gitu, kita siapapun di depan kita ya harus kita lawan gitu, harus kita menangin gamenya.
Mau ketemu ronde 1 kan?
Iya bener, mau kita ketemu langsung PJ kek, mau SM semua langsung ketemu ya nggak apa-apa gitu. Kalau misalnya kita mau juara memang harus kita kalahin gitu. Kak Arki bilang gitu, jadi kita karena dia pengalamannya banyak, kita ikutin ya. Gitu.
Ada pengaruh besar nggak sih dengan kehadiran Mas Arki secara mental buat pemain-pemain di?
Oh iya, pastinya Kak Arki sharing pengalaman dia lah ke kita, itu bagus sih. Kayak dia udah pengalaman, udah juara 6 kali, dia di final udah berkali-kali lah gitu, udah banyak. Ya dia pengalamannya sharing ke kita, terus dia solid untuk menyatukan kita sih, itu sih dampaknya luar biasa.
So when it comes to playoffs, it shifts. Jadinya, there's more mental that comes into play, right? Like if you're injured, you have to mentally prepare yourself. Like, okay, I'm not going to let this affect my game. You have to be able to know that the atmosphere is crazy. Like, think about the most rame game during the regular season, and then multiply it by 2 or 3, right? It's crowded in the first round, it gets more crowded in the second round, and it gets more crazy in the finals, right? You got to be able to think present. You can't think of, it's okay to be nervous, it's okay to make mistakes, but you just got to just play basketball gitu. It's going to be, especially when you're playing away, there's going to be boos, you're not going to be able to hear your your teammates, your coach, the crowd that's rooting for you and stuff like that. Jadi detail-detailnya lebih penting di playoff. For example, communication, right? Kalau misalnya it's too crowded and then kita nggak bisa, we can't hear each other, we still have to find a solution and find a way that we can still communicate so everybody masih main together gitu and stuff like that. And then nggak bisa because it's the playoffs, okay, you make a mistake di marah-marahin and stuff like that. Itu harus like you have to understand like, okay, misalnya kalau gua marahin lo, it's not because gua marah sama lo, it's because we need to do better right away. And I know you can do it, I have high expectations. And then udah fix it, that's it, udah. Nothing personal kayak, oh because gua nggak suka lo gitu. Just, we need you. That's it. Let's do better together. Starting from the first game of the playoffs is mentally preparing yourself for the next game, you know, right? So it's like, yeah, it was good that we were able to win 2-0, but then it's like, okay, if we lose, you still have to prepare yourself. Like, we have to, okay, we did well here. Jangan sampai the errors that we did in this first game, we do it again in the next round, stuff like that. So,
What do you like the most from playoff atmosphere?
I love the challenge. Just like, I love playing away. Maksudnya kayak the best feeling is like, you know, you get booed from the fans that like, you know, some people are just bandwagons just because mereka peringkat paling tinggi, or they're like, oh, they're the home team, let's root for the home team and stuff like that, but they don't understand like,
Apa yang menjadi tantangan terbesar Mas kalau melawan PJ, event regular atau playoff?
you know, they definitely have, when it comes to home and away, they have a good fan base, right? So it's always loud in there. Sometimes like communication is hard, you know, and it's just, I'm not really too worried about them. It's just, kita harus mentally prepared, right? Again, I said, the atmosphere for playoffs and regular season is different, you know. Regular season, you lose, okay, next game. Playoff is like, you lose, this game will determine the rest, like, okay, does the season end now? Or the pressure, and then pressure rises for the next game? Or is everybody ready for that situation and stuff like that? We've been, as a team, we've been through so much together. Like, this is what we prepared for. Like, let's prove everybody wrong. Let's play basketball and then do our best. And then, yeah, from, you know, in the beginning of the game, it's always rame banget the home team, right? And then once the away team starts winning, then udah langsung suaranya turun and stuff like that. Then it becomes our home team, home crowd, you know.
Pasti beda sih. Kayak kita kan merasa, ya kita ngomonginnya mereka salah satu tim yang terbaik lah gitu ya di IBL. Jadi ya kita harus kalah yang terbaik gitu. Jadi ada challenge-nya juga lah buat kita gitu. Seru sih kalau saya.
Kendo waktu tahun lalu udah berhasil buktiin kalau gue bisa ngalahin PJ. Perasaan itu nggak berubah setelah musim berikutnya?
Nggak berubah. Buat saya sih tetap selalu ada gitu challenge-nya gitu. Kayak ya karena ngomonginnya buktinya dari regular season juga lah gitu ya, sebelum ke playoff kan. Mereka tim yang terbaik gitu dari regular season gitu. Jadi kita harus benar-benar bisa ngalahin mereka sih.
Artinya kan kalau nih setiap lawan PJ ini ada ambisi tertentu, berarti setiap game playoff kemarin ingat dong sama Mas Rio. Ada momen tertentu nggak yang diingat sama Mas Rio? Atmosfernya gimana sih? Beda nggak sih?
Beda. Pasti kita tahu juga mereka punya best local player mungkin ya menurut saya, kayak Prastawa di sana, Agassi, tanpa merendahkan yang lainnya, tapi dua itu yang menurut saya improve-nya paling banyak lah di Pelita Jaya gitu, impact-nya paling banyak. Terus mereka punya asing-asing juga yang bagus kayak Erin Buford gitu-gitu. Tapi yang saya ngeselin sih si Moten. Itu menurut saya justru yang paling saya takut itu si Motennya itu sih gitu.
Kenapa ya? Ini orang ya? Ini ya, all around ya?
Iya, menurut saya nggak diduga-duga gitu. beneran saya mikir waktu PJ nih pressure-nya gede, tapi ya kalau misalnya ya apa ya, antusias juga gitu ya ketemu Pelita Jaya gitu ya di playoff di semifinal. Terus kayak ya yang tadi saya bilang di awal, Kak Arki pernah bilang kalau misalnya kita mau menang, mau juara ya kita harus kalahin semuanya gitu, nggak cuma tim ini gitu, tapi semua tim itu kita harus kalahin gitu kan. Terus ketemu Pelita Jaya ya pressure-nya lumayan.
Ada momen-momen tertentu nggak yang diingat waktu di game pertama nih?
Game pertama ya pasti si Om Troy. Om Troy kan ya bikin game winner kan, kita udah menang, tapi ya momen-momen yang lebih saya ingat itu mungkin lebih kesalahan saya aja sih. PR saya paling banyak dari regular season pun sama sih, turnover misalnya. Terus bad decision, ngambil kecepatan nembak atau apa gitu.
And picks up the dribble, puts it up. No good. Yes, and now the shot clock is off. They get it back. Witty, ada Prastawa.
Sebenarnya momen ini ya sih, gua nggak nyangka game SD sampai seribut itu gitu loh. Maksudnya bener-bener gua nggak nyangka itu tribun semua tuh sampai supporternya itu di situ gua ngerasa kita PJ Holic ini bener-bener dukung kita banget gitu ya, jadi nggak mau ngecewain mereka gitu kan. Di game-game berikutnya kita bisa lebih hasil lagi.
He's like the average size of orang Indonesia, right? You know, the way he inspired Indonesians of his height, you know, to be able to like he's like Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not that tall. I mean, he's tall, but not that tall. But shooting and stuff like that, showing that it's possible for me to be able to do what I do, play basketball at the highest level, you know.
Down to the final 10 seconds, separasi sekitar 2 detik dari shot clock and game clock. Bounce pass, Dibara outside, Rio Dizzy misses, and put back by Troy Gillenwater. Tapi apakah waktunya sudah habis di shot clock? Coba kita melihat, ini jelas harus dilihat dari melalui replay.
Drama di akhir pertandingan.
Yeah, it's clear. Should be a review. Oke, ini kita lihat ya sekali lagi.
Masih ada sisa waktu.
I mean, can't complain about the first game since we won, but the next few games, you know, I feel like they got the best of us.
Last chance. Here we go. Moten inbound, looking, finds Witty, who puts it up. No good. And that is it. Dewa United have stolen one on the road dan membuka seri ini dengan mencuri game pertama di kandang lawannya. Dan walaupun sempat unggul sejauh 22 poin, terkena comeback. Dan Pelita Jaya showing that mentality, championship culture yang bisa berhasil menyamakan skor di menit terakhir. Tetapi Dewa United di pundaknya Troy Gillenwater berhasil untuk menangkan pertandingan ini. 35 points for Troy Gillenwater. What a game. What a game.
Jadi pasukan kalian sudah di tiketnya untuk langsung ke
kurang lebih sama kita di kuarter pertama, terlalu jauh gapnya gitu Kak. Di kuarter 2, 3, 4 kita bisa main dominasi gamenya, tapi ya kita kalah di tip rebound itu. Ya but ini best of 5, masih ada 3 game lagi yang harus kita menangin.
Next on kita.
Ya pasti ya pengen ngalahin gitu, pengen buktiin ya kalau kita nggak kalah dari Dewa gitu kan. Sama di regular terakhir kan kita kalah sama mereka kan sebelum masuk di playoff gitu kan. Involve gitu kalau menurut gue, jadi even yang di bench gitu. Mereka kan pemain basket juga, mereka bisa ngeliat gamenya seperti apa. Oke, gue yang take control, tapi lu semua tuh harus ikut andil dalam di game itu, walaupun lu lagi di bench, walaupun lu lagi jadi starter terus pas di sub mungkin ada yang bisa ngasih masukan. Jadi semuanya tuh nggak ada yang itu tugasnya leader.
Sebenarnya kita masih bisa, like, you know, I feel like they weren't like bad games, right? Like we still saing gitu. It's not like we gave up or anything. It's just we couldn't catch that momentum.
Kekalahan itu sebenarnya hal yang wajar sih ya, gitu, bukan kegagalan lah gitu. Itu kekalahan aja gitu, bukan kegagalan gitu. Kayak semua orang pasti, saya rasa nggak pernah ada yang nggak kalah sih di dunia ini.